Yochai Corem is a seasoned executive and strategic cybersecurity leader and innovator with over 20 years of experience. Currently, Yochai is the CEO of Cyberint, responsible for the company's impressive growth over the last 12 months. He's a former officer of the Israeli intelligence unit 8200 and holds an MBA from the Interdisciplinary Center in Herzliya and a BSc in electrical engineering from Tel Aviv University. Cyberint delivers threat intelligence and digital risk protection services to clients around the world, including leading enterprises and Fortune 500 companies. Leveraging a proprietary platform and best-of-class managed service, Cyberint provides actionable intelligence and insights into the threats that are most relevant and important to proactively protect organizations from cyber attacks beyond the perimeter. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Great being here. Thanks.
So can you describe in your own words how you help your customers be more secure?
Definitely. Cyberint tries to provide security beyond the perimeter. This includes mainly two aspects. Every organization has digital assets, may it be the domain, IP addresses, and today very common cloud assets that are being used widely. And if it's a large organization, it's very hard to manage and understand what are those assets that actually the organization holds. What Cyberint does, on the one side, is trying to discover those assets. We scan the entire internet a few times a week. We try to associate between a name of an organization, which is the only thing we need as a starting point, to all the different cloud assets and IP addresses and domains, etc. And then once we have this attack surface mapping, which is a very sophisticated task for many organizations today, we're continuously scanning those for any misconfigurations, problems, or what is called in the industry shadow IT. And we've seen many attacks that are initiated just by an FTP server that is left open or something of a sort. So this is one area of what we're doing. To complete that, Cyberint has invested the last almost 10 years to get very deep in the open, deep, and dark web. This means that we're collecting mostly all the cybersecurity part of the darknet, Telegram, social media, instant messaging, code repositories, and many other places all around the open, deep, and dark web. We're collecting this into our data lake, and then we're trying to attribute whether any discussion or chatter in the darknet could mention our customer, their product, the executives, that show there's an intention for a data breach, or it could be there's already data that has been linked either from the company, its employees, or partners that could threaten the business of the organization.
So, Yochai, why is digital risk protection important in today's evolving cybersecurity arena?
It's a great question, and when I speak to our customers, I ask them, why have you chosen Cyberint? And they give me, at the end of the day, two types of answers. The first one is the strategic answer. Cybersecurity is something you cannot feel and touch, right? And for many board members and executives, they hear the news, but they want to understand, is it justifying the investment in cybersecurity in their company? With threat intelligence, with what we are able to bring, we give the CISO actually evidence that there are attacks, they are threatened, and the organization should invest in cybersecurity. On the operational level, which is the other types of answers, is the fact that we are tracking any chatter, any misconfiguration, and alerting. And when you fix it after 30 seconds or even one day, you actually grade the majority or the higher chance that you will fix it before threat actors are finding it and trying to use it. In addition, for many companies, and we'll talk about it in a second, they'll see phishing attacks, they'll see fake social profiles, as Nimrod mentioned. What happens if a threat actor uses your brand to create a fake page and try to lure people to give their information, credentials, etc. as part of the attack? So what Cyberint is doing, first, we are detecting those, and secondly, we're taking the remediation on ourselves. So this means that the organization can focus on fixing problems internally, right, where they need their own people, and we can take on their behalf the remediation of fake social pages, phishing site, fake applications, and others, which is part of the attacks we see today.
So let's expand a little more on those cyber attackers. What are the key vectors that are being used in these kinds of attacks?
First of all, when you deal with it like Cyberint and like myself, it's actually amazing.
Sounds amazing.
It is amazing because we are collecting 40 million pieces of data every month that are all related to threat actors' activity. You see, this is a good business. People can do it from home, from 14 years old to 70. There's no requirement. There are affiliation programs. Someone can develop tools. They will sell the tools. Someone can do a good operation. They will execute using those tools. Some people are like marketing. They will find where there are problems. So it's very interesting world. And what we can see, if we talk a little bit about numbers, is phishing is really, really an effective method. Phishing, smishing, vishing, there are all kinds of ishing type of, where the goal is to get the confidence of the victim to give away credentials, data, credit card, etc. We're taking down every month more than 1,000 different fake sites that are popping up like mushrooms after the rain. Secondly, I think we covered in the last, 90 days, more than 1.5 million credit cards. Full credit card with CVV, with the full dates. And if you are in the right Telegram channels, and feel free to contact me, I can direct you those. You can definitely do your shopping without spending $1. And this is an ever-changing challenge to get. And they get it from different schemers and different ways of technologies how to get those. In addition, I would say this is the most amazing fact I saw in Cyberint. We are collecting about 750,000 infected info stealers that are coming from infected machines. This means that every one of us are downloading a movie or something we thought we can get free. And inside, and again, part of the business of those hackers, there is a small malware that collects everything you have in the computer, bypass most of the antiviruses, as we can see, because those malwares report what they've bypassed, and eventually they take your credit cards and all the things you stored in your browser, all the username and password. This means that today I have thousands and hundreds of thousands of passwords to different, from eBay to Netflix to HSBC to others, and this has been traded in Genesis, in the Russian market, and other marketplaces as part of the business. So I would say credentials, phishing are the most, till today, the best way for people to get into the organization.
And we definitely have to be really, really careful about what we're doing with our passwords and our information. Finally, Yochai, what would be your 3 tips to a CIO or CISO that wants to start implementing this kind of digital risk protection program?
So first of all, going back to the previous question, implement 2-factor authentication on all the services. It makes it much harder. But if you look at the program, I would say, first of all, you need to understand there is a program. You need to have a program. Just having a firewall, an antivirus, a SIEM, or an EDR is not enough. It costs much less to stop the attack where it is before it enters your perimeter. So invest in a threat intelligence or digital risk protection program. Secondly, verify it covers vulnerability and perimeter analysis, brand abuse, data leakage, fraud, phishing, all of them together from a single player that can actually integrate and understand how those things influence one another. And lastly, as we discussed, don't give away on remediation. Verify that this information is actionable. Either you can use it immediately to fix things, or the company you work with can take that on your behalf. And I think this is what we're doing for our customers for the last few years with very high success. We save them a lot of money.
Interesting. Lots to look out for, and best of luck with your technology. Thank you.
Thank you very much.